actually his mom, Donna, she was in charge of the rehearsal, and so that
Okay.
was the big day. And then, but since Hope, my daughter-in-law, her family, strong family, they did almost all of the actual wedding stuff. So we just were more kind of following their lead.
Gotcha. Well, you've planned a lot of events in your life and been part of that, and maybe Donna's not like this, but life can be pretty frantic when you're planning an event. People are coming over, clean the house, clean your room. I was just in a hotel recently with my adult daughter, and we were going to have some visitors coming to the room. Pick up the floor. You know, I mean,
Right.
we have this hostess thing in us, and we want to present ourselves and our home and our families well. Um, there is this type of parenting, and I hate to quote it because I can't remember who wrote this, but it's being an esteem sensitive parent. So,
Hmm.
how your kids act and behave is a reflection of you. And so you have this esteem sensitivity that you want your kids to act a certain
Sounds
way because it
sounds like a
reflects
lot of
you.
pressure. Sounds like a lot of pressure to me.
Yeah, it is, right? And because if we consider our kids a reflection of us instead of their own great individual being that are a part of our family, but if they are just a reflection of us, then we freak out a lot.
Yeah.
And I think Mary is kind of freaking out at this wedding. There's no wine. And sometimes I hear a sermon from a man who says, Mary was, you know, Jesus, there's no wine. And she's all calm and I'm sorry, but I'm a woman who's helped at many weddings and she was not calm. But she knew where to get help and
Yeah.
whether or not it was Jesus's time or not, she
Can I
didn't
jump
even
in?
bother
Do you think?
she didn't even she didn't even bother to give him a second chance to say no.
Right.
She,
Well, that's what I'm wondering is, we know that she's in the process of figuring out how it works because I forget where one of the other gospels, they're coming to take hold of him and because they think he's out of his mind. And I'm assuming that's after this because this is the first miracle, right? And so I wonder if she's kind of like, my son, he's got a future. He's supposed to do stuff and he's not doing it. And so I am going to help him do it. And now is the right time because there's a real problem here.
well, yeah, I just wonder if she even having been a woman who was frantic in the middle of hosting something, I don't even know if she went there. And I have a
She wasn't thinking
feeling.
about miracles. She wasn't thinking about miracles. She's just thinking about, someone has to fix this.
Yes, and I have a feeling if he's around 30 now, this may have been his first public miracle. I mean, wasn't him as a child speaking in the temple kind of a miracle, right? Like that he was so educated on the
Yeah.
right,
Certainly amazing, as you would say.
right? Certainly amazing. So I don't know that Mary was that involved in the now is the time for my son to begin his ministry, and I know better because I'm his mother. I
Right.
think she needed him, and she needed him now. And when he didn't reply the way she wanted, she didn't even bother telling him again because
Yeah.
she knew him and was connected to him so well. She just turned to the servants and said, "Just do whatever he says."
All right.
And
So
she
let me jump.
probably went on making empanadas while he
Yeah.
made the wine.
Empanadas. Yeah. His Puerto Rican mom. Um, so, do you think she wasn't? Do you think is it possible she was just thinking in the natural, like he's gonna get the servants and they're gonna run to the neighbor's house or they're gonna run to the liquor store and get it? Or do you think she's thinking supernatural at this point, or is she just like take care of this problem? You guys do what needs to be done. Do whatever he says.
Yeah, so I have no theology to back this up other than my time spent in the Word and knowing, you know, uh, I think this was Jesus's first public miracle.
Yes. So you think she was asking for a miracle, is what I'm asking you. Okay.
Yeah, do
All
your
right.
thing.
Yeah. Wave your hand. Here's your baton.
I mean, for her, that could have, I don't know that she anticipated he was going to turn water into wine.
Yeah.
I don't know if he took his mom's stale bread and made himself a gourmet meal at home, when he didn't like
She's used
dinner.
to it
I'm not saying that.
because we don't really know, right? Just
We don't know. We know so little. We think we know a lot. We know so little about Jesus's life, right?
Well, you started talking about, let me read the passage and then let's continue. Okay. So
Okay.
John 2, verse 1, on the third day, a wedding took place, Cana in Galilee. Jesus' mother was there, and Jesus and his disciples had also been invited to the wedding. When the wine was gone, Jesus' mother said to him, they have no more wine. Or in the Revised Jody version, there's no more wine. Woman, why do you involve me? Jesus replied, my hour has not yet come. His mother said to the servants, do whatever he tells you. Nearby stood 6 stone water jars, the kind used by the Jews for ceremonial washing, each holding from 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, fill the jars with water. So they filled them to the brim. Then he told them, now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet. They did so, and the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine. He did not realize where it had come from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. Then he called the bridegroom aside and said, everyone brings out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best till now. What Jesus did here in Cana of Galilee was the first of the signs through which he revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. And it's funny how he does the miracle, and then he's not even like in the scene anymore. He just